Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to the 8th season of What If Naruto Was Ignored by His Family and Made a Contract with the Kitsune? I've left a card with all the videos for this series in the upper right corner, and now, enjoy.
25. The fight. Two figures were seen heading the other direction of the Valley of the End, heading into the forest again. The two people were silent as they traveled along the route, heading into their destination. They were heading back into the Fire Nation, which confused the girl to no end. If Sasuke was planning on going to Orochimaru's hideout, then where is he going? Sayori thought as she kept following him. It didn't matter to her where he was going though. She was going to drag his pathetic ass back to Konoha so the Uchiha can lay judgment on him. After an hour of silent traveling with the two, a view came into a sight. What is this? You'd want to fight here of all places, Sasuke? The Uchiha male stayed silent but instead picked up his pace, heading out way ahead of her. Hey! She shouted, chasing on after him. It wasn't until that they were on of the structure that Sasuke spoke to her. The two were facing across from each other in a reasonable distance. His back was facing towards her as she glared at him. Sasuke, have you gone insane? What the fuck are doing? Why in the hell would you go running to Orochimaru for power? You're an Uchiha. You fucking dumbass. By name Sake alone, power comes to us easy as long as we wish it and work hard for it. I swear you dash. Sayori. His voice was calm and cold, not an ounce of emotion in his tone as he called her name. It was enough to make her shut up as she eyed him. Do me a favor and shut up before I kill you. Sasuke turned around and showed her his face that was partially covered in the curse mark, and it affected his left eye. His left iris was dark yellow, showing his pupil which was barely visible for most Uchiha. It just showed that madness that was flowing off of Sasuke. Sasuke, your eye. He laughed at her shaken state. This is the power that Orochimaru has given me. With this, I can soundly crush you and then, once I gain the full power, I can return to the lead and resurrect the dying clan known as the Uchiha. Sayori frowned. You fool. You think anyone is gonna follow you and your madness? The clan knows full well that the heir that will take over the Uchiha will be Itachi. It will never be you. Not even our dumb-ass father can stop the entire clan's wishes. Sasuke laughed. You're acting as if I'm giving them a choice in deciding on who's the next clan head of the Uchiha. Sayori glared at him. You'd force your own brethren to follow you like that. You think I'll allow you to do something like that? You sick fuck. Sasuke smirked at her. Why do you think I brought you here, Sayori? This is the Uchiha clan's hideout. Remember when father would bring us here from time to time? Well, though this place would be a benefiting place to end you. I'll respect that you are an Uchiha, a person who shares my blood, even more deeper than a regular clan member. You're my twin, my sister. The one who I should love as my family. Sasuke smiled viciously. A person who is basically family. This is the perfect setting to cut you down, Sasuke said as he activated his two-tomo Sharingan. Sayori bit her lip. She saw no hesitation in his eyes. He really meant to kill her here. She had to drop a few tears at the thought because no matter what, he was still her fucking brother. Even though they disliked one another, even though she strived to get better than him and labeled him as an obstacle, he was still her fucking brother. To see him so ready to end her after all of their years together as regular bickering siblings. It hurt. Is this how you always felt about me, Sasuke? If the moment should ever arise that you have been given power, you'd turn on me and kill me. Is that how you felt about all of us in the clan? Is that how you felt about Itachi? About Kasan and Tsunade too? Were we just opportunities to power? If that's how you felt all along, how foolish was I to even consider that we were at least more than rivals? She stopped crying as she looked up at Sasuke, who was smiling and laughing at her weakness. She wiped her eyes from the extra tears and activated her three-tomo Sharingan. Her eyes pierced into his as she got into the Uchiha clan taijutsu stance. If that's how you want things to be, Sasuke, you want to sever our bonds as brother and sister, then so be it. But we are still connected by the clan and as such, I'm still gonna drag your ass home as a fellow Uchiha. Sasuke laughed as he charged at her. Then come and take me back then? She saw him come at her crazily fast, but her Sharingan was picking it up thankfully. To her eyes, he was readable and that was his downfall. She easily read the punch he was about to give her, then used that to distract her to kick her upside her head. She caught the fist, but she flipped him to his back to avoid the up kick afterwards. Sasuke tried to improvise by twisting his body around on the floor to kick her, but she jumped back to avoid it as he jumped up and charged her. He sent a kick to her face, but she just kept dodging and blocking. It's good to know that even though he gained more strength, his style of fighting still hasn't changed. Sasuke is a good fighter, but when someone is equally as good, he can't overcome it as good. Not like Naruto-kun. She thought as she kept dodging and blocking Sasuke's attacks. She caught Sasuke's punch with her palm, though she winced since it was strong. She then began to go offensive. Every block she did, she sent a punch Sasuke's way, directly in her face or stomach. He was beginning to get frustrated that Sayori was this good. He couldn't get a solid hit on her because she was reading his every move. Sasuke sent a left punch, but then Sayori dodged but quickly sent a hard elbow in his stomach and backhanded his fast. She then sent a heel to the back of his leg to make him kneel and then sent a left hook to his face, strong enough to make him spit blood. She began to beat his ass down after that. Left hook and right hook, she was beating him up for all that he'd done, for being so arrogant, for being so cruel, doing Kichiro so foul by killing him, for causing all of their allies to come here to get his sorry ass. Everything up to now that he's done, she was beating into his body. Is this the power you were talking about? Seems to me it was a waste, she said with a right hook to his face that nearly broke his jaw, that sent him all the way to the wall on the roof. She ran through some hand seals and took a deep breath, chakra filling up in her lungs. She glared at Sasuke with her Sharingan. He wasn't moving, he was just staring at her. I'm finishing this. Fire style, fireball jutsu, she shouted as she shot out a large fireball at Sasuke. Sasuke saw the fireball coming at him with intense speed, so closed his eyes as little markings coursed his face. I won't lose here. I will not lose here, he shouted as the marks stopped while Sasuke dodged the flames at the last minute by jumping over the flames, but as soon as he did, Sayori was up there too, ready to deliver a kick to his face. Sasuke looked at her and suddenly he began to see her directed spot to strike. He then blocked that attack with his arm and sent a powerful punch to her stomach, getting her to spit blood. Ark! She grunted in pain as she crashed to the ground. Sasuke landed on the roof as Sayori held her stomach. What's this? I'm able to see her attacks now? He questioned himself. Sayori looked at him as she got up and frowned as she saw his eyes. He now possessed full mature 3-tomo Sharingan. Sasuke had black marks all over his body now and his Sharingan was glaring red at her. I'll admit, you've definitely gotten stronger, Sayori, but my power now. You won't be able to make a scratch on my forehead. She glared at him. With this new power boost, he has gotten more cocky, though her Sharingan was able to see that his chakra levels have spiked a bit since he activated that curse mark. Come at me, Sayori. She glared at him before charging in at him with a fist clocked back. With Naruto, Black Ninetales? Menma, there's only one Ninetales and I have it? Are you fucking stupid or something? Menma laughed. So when faced with something that one is not familiar with, they immediately cast it aside, so insignificant. So ignorant you are, Naruto. Naruto frowned, not bothering to retort. You see, elder bro Orochimaru was in Konoha when the Ninetales attacked, meaning he was there when we were born. During the Ninetales attack, Orochimaru was able to steal a sample of the Ninetales chakra. Kurama rose his head in the seal in shock. Huh? What the fuck? When did he do that? Probably when you were going through your little rampage. I don't know, just a guess. Naruto replied sarcastically. When he took it, he modified it with the ability to wield Dark Chakra, an ability that was founded in the Sky Temple. Too bad it's gone now, but I am its wielder now. I now possess the ability of Dark Chakra. Menma yelled. Naruto rolled his eyes. Shit, that was it. I thought you were saying you have, like, the Rinnegan or something. If that's all, you're still gonna get your ass beat. By yours truly. Menma laughed. Then, there's no more use for talking then, and I-san. Menma channeled his dark chakra all over his body to the point where his killer intent filled the area. Naruto let the power of the Ninetales course through his body as well, and he then activated his fire fist. Menma smiled as he charged at Naruto and vice versa again as the two traded blows. Naruto sent a hard right punch to Menma's face, but the Uzumaki blocked it with hand, slapping Naruto's wrist. He knew full well what would happen if he outright touched those fire-covered fists. Naruto kept sending his fists towards Menma's face, but the Uzumaki was doing quite well in evading his attacks. Menma then went to block another one of Naruto's punches, but he was tripped by Naruto's foot on purpose. Then sent a fist to his stomach and then a fist to his face, pushing away from the power of the fist. Naruto smirked as he saw Menma fail to get up, but then he was annoyed when he heard manic laughter. This power! Menma laughed. Naruto looked at him confused until he saw the front of his face. Menma's face wound and stomach wound were healing immediately. Naruto glared at him as Menma looked at him smugly. Haha! You fool, you'll never be able to hurt me. As long as I have hatred in my heart for you, I'll never run out of dark chakra. Naruto rolled his eyes. Oh yes, I'll never be able to hurt you now since you got a healing factor now. Not like when you were the original holder of the Ninetales chakra. Menma laughed as he charged at Naruto and sent an overhead kick, but Naruto jumped away before he can hit him. Menma gets annoyed and does a hand sign. Shadow Clone Jutsu! He shouted at hundreds of clones surrounded Naruto. All of them have the ability to wield dark energy. They all surrounded Naruto. The boy found as he felt the raw power each clone had. Naruto then quickly drew his sword as he then channeled his fire chakra into the blade to strengthen it. Clones came at him from all directions and Naruto drew his blade and started slicing them down, killing them instantly. Menma's kept coming from every angle, but with Naruto's blade work, he wasn't letting any of them in his personal bubble. Naruto just kept hacking and slicing the clones, but the number just never seemed to end with them, they just kept coming. One clone got the better of him and stopped one of his slices with a kunai, and another clone came and punched his arm, getting him to drop the sword while more clones came and gave him some nasty combos to his face and body. One of the clones then kicked the beaten Naruto to the ground now, but just as they were about to finish him, he used the body flicker to move out the way just in time and appear just outside the clones' huddle. The clones looked around for him before one yelled, "There he is!" All of them looked to see Naruto by his sword as he equipped it and ran through hand seals after seeing the clones all charge at him. With style, domed wall jutsu, he shouted as he covered himself in a wood dome that the clones couldn't get to him. At least that's what he thinks. Menma said as all the clones began to create their spiraling jutsu, Rasengan barrage. They shouted as they all charged the dome and rammed their jutsu at the dome. It began to break open, but unfortunately Naruto and 10 wood clones he had created jumped out the back of the dome. The clones ran through hand seals. With style, with dragon jutsus. Soon, 10 huge mean-looking Chinese dragons made out of wood rushed out at the clones in attempt to control them. The original Naruto ran through hand seals and charged blasted his fox fire the dragons to give them more power. The fire-encased wood dragons were spreading flames and wrapping themselves around the clones easily, killing them. Though the real Menma somehow survived the flames, though his skin was sizzling as he rushed at him, a Rasengan in hand. Naruto dispelled most of his clones except one, having one clone spin him around and then build momentum for him to throw the original Naruto to Menma before dispelling itself. Menma came at him with his Rasengan charged and ready to go, and Naruto was forming his normal Rasengan as well, but Naruto was waiting for the right moment. Just as soon as Menma thrusted his jutsu forward, Naruto channeled fire into his Rasengan, making it his complete jutsu, and thrusted it for a clash for a few seconds before it completely obliterates Menma's Rasengan, and then he slammed it into Menma's chest, burning the living shit out of him. Naruto held the jutsu to his body for 30 seconds before he then pushed Menma away into a fiery explosion to the ground. If that didn't kill him, he's sure as hell not gonna be a shinobi again. I burned every cell and chakra point in his body. He's done. Good work, Kit. You got his lame ass. In Menma's mindscape, Menma woke up in the cage, where Dark Menma and Black Ninetales were waiting for him. Silence was present in the area as there wasn't anything said between the three. That was until Dark Menma broke the silence. Damn. He fucking beat your ass. Menma glared at his dark half. No. I had him when I got him with my clones. Yeah, until he pulled out his clones. You were easily defeated afterwards. Let's not forget the last-minute elemental Rasengan he threw at your ass. He basically killed you. Again. Shut up. Let me go in there again. I'll fucking destroy him. Give me more of your power. Black Ninetales smiled viciously. Well, since you asked so nicely. Sure. But hey, I'll do you one better. Menma looked at him as he spoke of what he wanted to do. Sure. Let's fucking demolish Naruto. Both Artificial-Tailed Beast and the Uzumaki's dark half smiled as they readied themselves. Things were going to get interesting. Back in reality, Naruto smiled a bit before he kneeled at bit. Even though he won, those clones back there were kinda beating the shit out of him. He'll give Menma that, but he still came out on top. Naruto began to grunt in a bit of pain, clutching his sides as they took the worst beating. Menma's punches, when he doubled them with the clones, were dumb powerful. Don't worry, Kit. My chakra is already filling your body. Healing it already. Thanks, Kurama. I owe you one. If it weren't for you, I think I might have blacked out. Those punches hurt. I think he might have cracked a few ribs on me. So this is the power of dark chakra. I'm glad I was able to take him out before he got any more powerful. That was bullshit. Kit. Look. Naruto looked up to see that Menma was started to rise up. His body was healing again. The burn marks were receding and he was looking normal again. Oh, what the fuck is this shit? Naruto yelled as he coughed a bit. Those clones did a good number on him, but he stood up ready to fight him, though he noticed that a black chakra cloak was forming around Menma's body. Soon his nails were beginning to show itself while as his canines were showing strong. In truth, Menma looked nothing short of a little demon spawn. Naruto was shocked, but Kurama spoke. His chakra just keeps growing and growing. What the hell? Naruto watched as there was a huge puff of smoke that appeared in front of him. He then felt the urge to dodge as he felt an attack coming. He jumped away, only to see a large black furry hand with sharp claws slam on the spot he was currently at. Naruto landed on Hashirama's head to see that below him was Menma on a huge black nine-tailed fox, who was growling at him with slobber coming out of his mouth before letting out a large roar through his mouth that was similar to Kurama's. Speaking of said fox, it was slamming his head behind the gate he was sealed in. Oh fuck. Naruto. Fuck no. He came out. He came out to challenge me. Is he fucking for real? Does he know that there's only one fox allowed in these woods? If he doesn't, I'm about to educate him on the fact. Naruto, released me. This shit is about to get real. Naruto smirked. He hoped he'd get this response. Just lend me a tail's worth of chakra, please. I'm finishing Menma, here and now. Of course. Naruto opened the seal quickly and unlocked the gate for it to open, revealing a nasty fox grin. Naruto then felt the overwhelming chakra take hold. Naruto in the real world jumped down from Hashirama's head and then land on the water. As soon as he did though, a large poof was made, and when the smoke cleared, there stood Kurama in his full glory with Naruto covered in a red chakra cloak with a chakra tail swaying behind him. His facial features just the same as Menma, but Naruto's eyes were red while Menma's was yellow. This is the end, Naruto said. Of you mean, Menma added. Kurama glared at the abomination. You phony fuck. You think you got what it takes to be me? I hate cheap knockoffs. No, compared to me, you're the cheap knockoff. I'm better than you in every way and I'll prove it to you. Black Ninetales retorted. The boys and their tailed beasts just glared at one another. Then out of the blue, both tailed beasts of Ninetales rushed at each other while the two boys jumped off their heads and began their battle once more. With Sayori, fire style, fireball jutsu? Two Uchihas called out as a bright light was showing in the back of the building as two clan members clashed with their respective jutsu. It was kind of sad seeing as how both siblings who practiced tirelessly to perfect this very same jutsu together now must use it against one another. The battle of jutsu began to go evenly until Sasuke pushed harder, his drive of hatred pushing him. Sayori tried to push him back, but his fire jutsu was at the moment stronger than hers, and it was just getting stronger. She then eventually had to let go of her attack while also dodging Sasuke's by jumping to the side, but she didn't see Sasuke himself race over to where he correctly assumed she'd jump to and sent a powerful punch to her stomach. That blow knocked the wind right out of her and made her vision blurry, even with her Sharingan active. Sasuke continues with his attack, sending a barrage of powerful punches to her body, more than ever. Sasuke sent a kick to her face, but she was fortunate enough to catch that punch. Sasuke sent a fake-out punch, but her Sharingan read through it to stop another kick coming her way, but Sasuke countered her quickly and kicked her away. Sasuke quickly ran through some hand seals. Fire style, Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Sasuke launched a variety of smaller little fireballs at Sayori. Shaking awake from the attack, she took care to dodge the attacks coming at her. Sasuke then sped up towards her again. This time, a powerful kick to the face that launched her to the sky. Her back hit the pillar on the roof, sliding down it and glaring at Sasuke, who was laughing. "Don't you see the difference in our power, Sayori? I'm better than you are. I'll always be the superior one of the two. Even father knew, but the clan liked you better, but I'll show you. I'll show you all." Sayori weakly stood up from the pillar. "I hope this works. Yakumo." Sayori glared hard at Sasuke's eyes with her own, Sharingan facing Sharingan. She pointed at him in disgust. Sasuke looked at her in confusion. Something was different in her current stance. "You think you're better than me? Please tell me you're joking. The only difference in power is that before that cheap power-up you got, I was better than you. Don't you forget it either." Sasuke's anger flared. "Well then, I'll just have to prove it to you then, Sayori." The Uchiha girl smiled before she retied the headband on her forehead. She then began to walk. "I can barely even hold this jutsu together. Yakumo, you're definitely a genjutsu prodigy." Flashback. After the invasion of Konoha, and everything was beginning to settle down. Team 12 just finished their usual team training as usual, but when things were over, Sayori stopped Yakumo. "Oh, hey Sayori-chan. What's up?" she asked happily. "Oh, nothing. I was wondering if you were busy? If not, maybe we could, hang out." Yakumo beamed, as it was rare for Sayori to want to hang out outside of team meetings. It was a significant step to show that she was opening up to the team, though her instincts told her to tease her a bit. "Really? Are you sure you don't want Naruto-kun instead?" Sayori glared at her, but her blushing cheeks diminished the hard look significantly. "Why you speak out loud with that again? And I'll have Rock Lee take you out on a youthful date." The Kurama clan member laughed innocently. All right, but I see that you two have made good progress in your relationship. I'm honestly happy for you too." "Sure. I'd love to hang out. Maybe we can get a bite or something." Sayori nodded, and the two were headed to a local mooncake shop that Yakumo loves going to. After getting some of the cakes, Yakumo took a bite of her White Lotus mooncake side contently. "So, what's up? Why'd you want to hang out?" Sayori shifted uncomfortably. "Well, I saw that move you did on Naruto, right? That genjutsu move where you would step once and after images would form." Yakumo smiled. "Oh, that's a common genjutsu that we Kurama clan members use often. It's called Rhythm Echo." "What about it?" Sayori looked down a little bit as herself fidgeting. The genjutsu girl saw what her intentions were and smiled. "Oh, you wanted to learn it. Sorry, you can't. It's a clan jutsu that even though it's common, it's sacred. But tell you what, I'll show you how to do a genjutsu with just a motion of your body." Sayori looked up at her in confusion as the girl downed her mooncake. "You mean like what the academy taught us?" She shook her head as her cheeks were full, chewing. Yakumo swallowed her cake and continued. "Almost but not really. Remember what I did in the prelims of the Chunin exams? How I got Sai with that genjutsu so easily. That type of genjutsu is on par with the Sharingan genjutsu." Sayori frowned. Now Yakumo sounded like an S. What is better than Sharingan genjutsu? She knew Yakumo was just a genjutsu prodigy, and all but this was nonsense. Just looking at Itachi when his own Sharingan was deactivated still made you think twice if you're under genjutsu or not. But she would bite and ask, "How so?" Yakumo smiled. "Well, maybe that's just me and how I use it. But what I mean is that it can be just as tricky, hell maybe even trickier to deal with. When you deal with an Uchiha off the bat, you already know you're going to be hit with some genjutsu from their eyes, which makes them kind of predictable. But if they hit you with a genjutsu that's from, I don't know, their finger by pointing at you, that's something you won't expect. Not even an Uchiha themselves can see that. Well, not if you play your cards right with said Uchiha. Sayori nodded her head. You surprisingly know a lot about the Uchiha. What can I say? They're the only clan that can rival us in our own alley of fighting. I went to school with two of them, one of them is now my teammate. I did my homework. The best way to beat an Uchiha is to get their ego. If you play them on that and strike them accordingly, you got yourself a dead Uchiha at your feet. Yakumo said as she took a bit out of Sayori's red bean mooncake. Sayori looked at her. You're dark, Yakumo. I don't care. End flashback. Yep. Dark motherfucker indeed, Sayori thought as she ran at Sasuke. She threw a few shuriken at him and slammed her hands together. Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu. Soon 4 shuriken became into 40 and they all flew at Sasuke. Said Uchiha was quick enough to put a kunai and block most of them that came his way, but he got nicked here and there on his shoulders and legs. But once the attack ceases, he couldn't find Sayori in front of him. Now where on the roof? He focused his hearing so that he can get something out of her location as she moved, and luckily enough he heard her. He sighed as he pulled out 2 kunai. He then did something his older brother would do and ricochet his kunai to get at Sayori easier. Her current location was behind the shortest wall on top the roof, so he knew where she was. He jumped high and sent his kunai out before sending another one directly at it to project itself towards Sayori's head. He heard the sound of the kunai impaling her skull. He sighed. It's finally over. In what world is it over? Sayori shouted as she jumped out another side of the roof. Damn straight. Another Sayori said as they charged at Sasuke, who was confused. Shadow clones? Sasuke both easily dismissed the 2 Sayoris with 2 fast kunai throws to their faces. Though instead of clouds of smoke like a usual clone does, they just faded away. What? Sasuke thought out loud. He looked around and saw more copies of Sayori, all charging at him. More and more if them just formed. There were so many of her that when they huddled together, they rivaled the size of the Uchiha hideout. Sasuke then saw it with his Sharingan and realized. Genjutsu! Sasuke released himself from the illusion, but it was too late for him as Sayori was close to him with lightning in her hand. Chidori! She shouted as she lunged her hand straight into Sasuke's body, opting to go for the right side of his body to avoid his heart. Blood sprayed the ground as a result, pouring from Sasuke's body as she stabbed him. Sasuke stared at Sayori in ultimate shock, and pain etched on his face while outwardly, she should little care on her face, but inwardly, it was quite the opposite. She pulled her arm out to let his body fall on her. I've avoided your heart because killing you here outright isn't justice. You must face Konoha and clan punishment for what you did. You're not gonna die, but it just feels like you are. Now, I'm taking your ass back to Konoha. Sasuke began to cough up a bit of blood. He fell forward, grabbing her wrist weakly. Come on, Sasuke, Sayori said, but she soon felt a powerful squeeze on her arm. She looked down to see Sasuke gripping her arm, with his glowing curse-marked covered body. His power doubled hers now. She gritted her teeth in pain. It felt like her wrist bones were grinding together. She somehow was able to pull away, but only because Sasuke let her go, but she could immediately say that her left wrist was done. Sasuke looked at her. Although his wound from her Chidori was still there, he was still able to move a bit as his curse mark was able to stop the bleeding a bit. Ha 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 ha. Yes, this is what I wanted, Sayori. Just try and beat me now. Sasuke's body changed drastically. His body was purely light brown now, opposite to his usual pale skin. On his face was a black mark, almost like a shuriken. The curse mark grew his hair to a long light blue fashion, almost like how Madara Uchiha had his hair. The most disturbing thing though was the wings Sasuke grew. They were almost looking like his own hands, but just huge and webby looking. He was a freak. SS Sasuke, Sayori said in actual shock and horror. What has become of her brother? Enough. You're dead with this last jutsu. Chidori. Sasuke shouted as he channeled Chidori in his left hand. Though it was different. The color changed midway of activation, it turned black almost. Sayori watched in awe, but she then woke up. If you think I'm gonna let you kill me? Then your head's up your ass, Sasuke. Think again, she shouted as she charged her last jutsu. Chidori. This will be my last jutsu, she thought, accessing her own chakra levels. Sasuke watched his former sister with disdain. Die, Sayori, he said as he ran at her. Sayori ran at him too with her right hand ready to pierce him. Chidori! They both shouted as both jutsu clashed with one another. When they did, a huge lightning storm was around them as the chakra surged the area. In the midst of things, Sayori saw Sasuke flinch in a bit of pain. It must be the drawback of the curse seal, she thought, seeing her chance to strike. She used her flexibility to twist her body around Sasuke's strike and slammed her palm into Sasuke's stomach, just shocking him rather than pierce her. Arch! He shouted in pain. He landed on the ground with his curse mark receding when he lost consciousness, making Sayori the victor. She landed on her feet, and even that was a struggle considering the exhaustion she was experiencing. She looked at Sasuke's body and moved to take him. Once she grabbed him, she put him on her shoulders. Come on, you piece of shit. Back to the village we go, she said, but when she began to move forward, a powerful wind blast that made both her and Sasuke's body fly off the roof and onto the ground. Before she can get up, a sword impaled her stomach and a body landed on the hilt of it, pushing the sword deeper into her body. She coughed up blood as the pain was nasty as it spread all over her body. Her body started to jerk uncontrollably. What? You might want to say your last words, my dear. You won't have much longer, a nasty voice spoke. Sayori looked up to see a man wrapped in bandages standing skillfully on the blade while also carrying an unconscious Sasuke over his shoulder, looking down on her with one eye, but the eye was familiar. It was yellow with a slit in it. She glared at it until it dawned on her. Orochimaru. The man chuckled darkly. He correct. My, such a marvelous battle you two must have had. I only came for the last but and my, such potential you have. Your eyes? The Uchiha genes are strong within you. I can tell that your eyes will be more powerful than even Itachi's and Sasuke's combined. Maybe I should take them and switch them out once I obtain Manjikyu Sharingan. Manjikyu Sharingan. What is that? Well, I should, considering you'll die here anyway. What is the use of your eyes if you are killed here? Such prowess left to rot. Don't worry, my dear. After I take these eyes, I'll make your death quick, Orochimaru said as he leaned down, moving to remove her eyes. Sayori could only watch him as her entire body was numb. Thankfully, she heard a strong voice shout. Fire style, fireball jutsu, a voice said. Orochimaru easily dodged the jutsu, while also taking the blade from Sayori's stomach. He stood at the other side of Sayori while the other person stood soundly, glaring at him with his Sharingan blazing. Orochimaru grinned. Well, isn't this a surprise? Itachi Uchiha. Itachi didn't even respond. He looked at the scene and he wasn't impressed. Not one bit. His little brother was on the shoulder of the crazed snake pedo like a defeated child who was just took by said pedo snake, while his little sister was in front of him, bleeding out to death as she coughed his name. I Itachi and I. Please. She couldn't even finish her statement. Too much blood took over her. Orochimaru smiled. Oh, poor child. Suffering like that sure can be a handful bear and to witness to others. Still, it's not like she'll die if you move quickly to Konoha. I didn't use my lethal poison today. I'm not that cruel, you know. And while I do that, you'll just run off with Sasuke. Isn't that correct? Orochimaru smiled evilly. Brilliant child as always, I see. Itachi wanted nothing more than to kill the vile snake where he stood, but he glanced down at Sayori, who was trying so hard to breathe. He knew that he could eventually grab Sasuke off of Orochimaru and split with him and Sayori, but would Sayori live long enough for him to do that? Cause this man is Orochimaru of the Sannin. He'll be a tough one to stop. But if he just gets Sayori and splits, he'll just be leaving Sasuke to Orochimaru's clutches. But isn't that what you wanted in the first place? Sasuke. So much so that you would cut all your ties with Konoha and the Uchiha. You wanted power that badly, Itachi thought. He then looked at Sayori. You must have done everything in your power to stop him, little sister. It's all right, Sayori. Rest easy. Itachi went for her, picking her up in his arms while she knocked out. Take him and get out of my sight, Itachi ordered. His tone was serious. It even shook Orochimaru for a second before he grinned. Ah, well, I know you chose wisely, Itachi. You know your dash. You're still here, Itachi said as he then looked at him, his Sharingan blazing into Orochimaru before his normal three-tomo turned into a three-edged pinwheel. Orochimaru widened his eyes at the display. Orochimaru just grinned before melting into the ground, disappearing with Sasuke on his shoulders still. Itachi sighed as he looked at Sayori's dying form. Hold on, little sister. Just hold on. Sayori could see the tears leaving her brother's eyes as he carried her to the hospital back in Konoha, but she also saw the difference in her brother's eyes. Is that the Manjikyu Sharingan? She thought before losing consciousness herself. With Naruto, bitch! Original Kurama yelled as he punched the Black Ninetales in the face. Ho! The Black Ninetales said as it bit Kurama's arm. That same arm flung the duplicate into the waterfall before charging head first at the beast with his head ramming into his stomach. Meanwhile, with Naruto and Menma, the two were fighting to the death to see who can hit the final blow. Naruto sent a powerful kick to head, but Menma blocked it with his arm before sending a punch to him, but Naruto jumped over that quite fast. He landed behind Menma and disappeared in a blur, showing that his speed doubled. Menma, however, was able to match his speed thanks to the chakra he received from Black Ninetales. The two were running around fighting while in the background, two Ninetales were going at it. Once they stopped running, Menma tried to hit him with an overhead axe kick, but Naruto blocked it with his forearms and moved to grab it too. He spun around and threw him to the wall, following up with a kick in the chest to further encase him in the wall. Naruto then sent powerful strikes to Menma's body as he each and every one left a good bruise. Punch to the face, stomach, face, 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 stomach. The attacks kept coming as Naruto let his anger slip to the point of another tail forming on Naruto, his mind lost in blind rage at this point of the battle. Naruto grabbed Menma out the wall with surprising strength and slammed his face in his knee, getting massive blood streams to come out his nose and mouth. Naruto then grabbed Menma's right arm and broke it as he bent it the opposite way, getting the artificial Jinchuriki to yelp. He then pulled on him using the same broken arm to spin his body to kick him in his face. He held on to that arm as he beat the living shit out of Menma, giving him no time to even think of a counterattack. During the midst of their fight, Black Ninetales saw the beatdown his host was taking and he growled. He glared at his current situation that was in front of him, the original Ninetales. He was being pinned by the beast, Kurama pinning him by his arm on his neck. Black Ninetales bit Kurama on his shoulder to create an opening so he can grab the original and throw him. Kurama fell for it easy, getting tossed into a wall on the other side. Now's my chance, the beast thought before he created a ball of chakra in his mouth. Tailed beast bomb, it shouted before he shot it straight at the two, or more accurately Naruto. Kurama shook out the wall and saw the chakra ball launched at Naruto. No, Naruto, look out! He shouted as he tried to run at his Jinchuriki, but Black Ninetales came at him. No, now you'll deal with me. He charged and tackled the beast. Naruto, who was showing Menma who's the top dog, felt an attack rush at him. He turned around and saw the attack and frowned. Kurama, what the fuck? He shouted as he moved to run, but Menma used his broken hand to grab him. Sorry, brother. He pulled Naruto to the direction of the bomb hole. He got up and ran. In just a few seconds, the jutsu hit dead on and the impact was huge enough to take out the entire area they were in. Kurama saw what had happened and he growled until he went crazy. His eyes glowed red with anger and hatred. You're so Diad, Kurama yelled as he channeled a good portion of his chakra into a tailed beast bomb and blasted it into a stream that hit Black Ninetales dead on, to the point where the chakra of the Black Ninetales evaporated into nothing, sending him back to Menma, who watched with worry. Kurama then got down on all fours before his red eyes looked over to him with hatred. his chakra filling the area with hate. "Not to deal with you, brat." Kurama menacingly walked over to the Uzumaki. Said Uzumaki just fell to his legs as he kept moving back. This was the power of the Ninetales. He knew about the chakra as 0F. The Ninetales was nasty, but for the beast itself to use it in full form, it was like death waiting to strike. Kurama just kept moving forward and forward until he stopped and glared down at him. He just had a lost look in his angered eyes before an evil grin appeared. "You're so fucking lucky. I had my fill in for the day. I believe you can finish this, Naruto." Soon, in a puff of smoke, gone was Kurama. Back into Naruto's seal, and there appeared on the ground to stand above Menma was the Kitsune boy himself, looking rather disheveled. He had lost his orange cloak, his Chunin vest and black jacket along with his headband. Now on his body was only a fishnet shirt and his white shinobi pants. He glared at Menma, who glared right back. "How are you still alive? That bomb should have killed you. Why won't you die?" Naruto panted a bit. His body was a bit beaten up thanks to the chakra bomb hole, also dealing with the effects of Kurama's chakra after prolonged use. One Tail's cloak wasn't so bad, but Two Tails was killer. He needed more work to master this chakra. Right now, though, he needed to deal with the traitorous Uzumaki in front of him. The Kitsune smirked at him. "I would have died if I didn't create that wood dome in time while also infuse it with my Ninetales chakra. Still, that tailed beast bomb blew up my dome easy, but before it did, it absorbed most of the damage thanks to its style's incredible ability to absorb chakra. So I lived. Just barely, though. What a pussy shot. I know. This is why that knockoff is a pussy punk bitch. Still, I'm glad you're alright, Kit, but you need more training." Agreed. This fight would have been over before it even started if Naruto had more mastery in his wood style art. "I think it's time I speak to Lunaka-chan about some more training, but first." Naruto put his sights on Menma, who began to get up. "I don't have a lot of dark chakra anymore since Ninetales put Black Ninetales in a coma. He won't be waking up until he gathers more chakra. Ha ha ha. Bitch. Shows him to think he can top me," Kurama said triumphantly, which only made Naruto laugh a bit. "Agreed, I only have a bit of Ninetales chakra left to use, and my chakra alone is almost gone. This will be my last jutsu. This will be more than enough to stop you. Bet." Menma shouted before he and Naruto channeled their final jutsu. Menma's chakra began to form in his left hand, black chakra forming into a spiral with rings like Saturn around it. Naruto's jutsu was a red Rasengan thanks to Kurama's chakra, but then he added his fire element to it again, ready to burn him but amped up by Ninetales. This time, Naruto was ready to turn him to ash. At this point, Naruto's Rasengan looked like a shooting star basically. It glowed a bright red. Naruto and Menma both charged at each other, and when they clashed it was a huge explosion that destroyed basically everything from the ground to even the status of Madara and Hashirama were destroyed. The explosion was so huge that it rivaled the tailed beast bomb itself. Afterwards, the explosion died down, and when the dust was cleared you can only see one on their backs and one was conscious, standing over the unconscious one. On their back was Menma Uzumaki, completely out cold while Naruto was standing over him, looking dead at him. "As I said to you before, this is the end, Menma." Naruto pulled out his sword and then aimed it at Menma's neck, ready to slice his head off. "Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it! Do it!" Kurama chanted. Naruto just stared blankly at Menma before he swung his blade, but not at the direction he wanted to since he had to block a couple of senbons that made his way to him. Naruto glared at the intruder, who smirked. "Were you waiting for this exact moment, Kabuto?" said Glasses Man just chuckled. "I'm surprised, usually I'm able to hide better. What have me away? Ninetales is easily able to sense negative intent. I picked you up from a mile away, but I had bigger concerns at the moment. Fascinating, I guess I'll have to learn to control my killing intent. That being said, I can't allow you to kill Menma nor allow you to take him back, Naruto-kun. I'm sure you know why." Naruto just stared blankly. "What do you need him for exactly? I understand Orochimaru's infatuation with the Uchiha since his eyes, but what brings him to my pathetic brother? Reasons. Reasons that don't involve you anyway. At least, not yet." Naruto frowned a bit before his blank face returned. He deep down this fight was gonna be a bitch considering he had almost no chakra. How he was standing was a miracle only answered to his Uzumaki genes. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. As much as I have no love for my brother, I can't allow him to pursue any type of relationship further with Orochimaru. Kabuto smiled. Then, you know what must take place, Naruto-kun. Naruto sighed. I guess this means dash. That you'll let me take over, Naruto. Kakashi shouted as he suddenly appeared in front of Naruto with a kunai and Sharingan in view. Hataki-san, Naruto said in slight shock. He was so sudden, but then he remembered. Luna must have sent the message to Minato. Thank goodness. Naruto kneeled down as he was so weak. Kakashi glanced at the area around him. He looked at Naruto and then at Menma. These two must have had at it, and Naruto won barely, but Kabuto showed up to ruin the success of the mission. He waited till Naruto was at his weakest to strike, like a snake in the grass. It's a good thing I came just in time. Naruto might have died if I was even a bit late. Kakashi Hatake, the copycat ninja. What an honor to face you in battle again. Again? Naruto asked. Back when I took Sasuke to get his seal checked and healed his injuries. Kabuto was in the room. Whether to attack him or take him to Orochimaru, I didn't know, but we had a little bit of altercation. Naruto sighed. This is why I said Jiraiya should have been checking the seal, but hell, what the fuck can that fuck up really do about it? Anko-sensei is a pure testament of that man's failure, Naruto thought. Well, this time, I won't let you have Menma-kun, Kakashi-kun. Kakashi ran up and clashed with the glasses-wearing freak. They clashed with kunai, trying to push each other back with raw strength. Kabuto sent a kick towards the Jonin, who just blocked it easy and sent a punch to his stomach, but Kabuto slapped it away. Kabuto summoned chakra to his hand and to then went to touch him with said hand on his chest, but Kakashi ducked under that to then pull out a kunai and stab him, but Kabuto kicked him away. Kakashi landed in front of Naruto and ran through hand seals. Lightning blade! Kakashi shouted, but before he ran at Kabuto again, a person appeared from underneath the ground. Kabuto-kun, are you having a skirmish with that copycat brat again? Lord Orochimaru. Kabuto spoke, making both Konoha Nin tense. Naruto looked at Orochimaru in confusion. He looks different now. Probably couldn't wait for your brother and the Uchiha, so he had to get inside another child. Kurama, the verbiage is gross. He thought with a light smirk. Well, if it isn't Naruto-kun. Seeing you here is a perfect answer as to why it took so long. I knew it. Naruto glared at him, but he didn't have the strength to get up yet as Kurama's chakra was still healing him. He took a lot of damage. Orochimaru looked at the ground, where Menma was at, and smiled. Naruto and Kakashi saw on Orochimaru's shoulder that lying there was Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke, Kakashi called. He can't hear you. The poor boy is knocked out. It's actually surprising. That little Uchiha girl was a force to be reckoned with. Too bad I had to take her out. She had potential that made Naruto freeze in his place. What? Calm down, Naruto. Itachi was sent to get her. I'm sure she'll be fine, Kakashi said, already knowing what the Sannin was trying to do. Orochimaru sighed in a mock disappointed tone. Oh pooh, guess I was discovered. Fine. Itachi beat me before I could land the killing blow. Though will she survive from the poison? Who knows? Let us hope Itachi is quick enough. That made Naruto glare at him hard. You motherfucker. Well, seems like even the power that was given to him, he still wasn't able to outclass you. You've grown strong, Naruto Uzumaki. The blonde glared. It's Kitsune, you child rapist. Do not disrespect Lord Orochimaru. Kabuto shouted back at Naruto, who smirked at him. Well, he totally fucked you loyal from young. Kabuto? Kabuto growled as he moved to deal with the Kitsune, but Orochimaru stopped. Calm down, Kabuto. He's just riling you up, no need to retaliate. We have everything we need. Grab the Uzumaki. We're leaving. Like hell you are. No. Take him, Naruto shouted, causing Kakashi to stare at him crazy. Naruto, what are we gonna do, Hatake? I'm weak as hell right now after a full day's battle. Plus, we have a Jonin-level opponent along with Kage-level opponent. We are definitely going to lose here. Give it up. It's over. Orochimaru chuckled. Smart boy, he said. Naruto glared at him. Oh, relax, Michael Jackson. I'll be coming for you and him when I get stronger. Just you wait. Orochimaru smiled at that as he and Kabuto left with the Uchiha and Uzumaki on their shoulders. I welcome you to try, Naruto-kun. With that, they disappeared, leaving Kakashi and Naruto there by themselves. Naruto finally found reason to collapse on the ground. Kakashi ran to him and helped him up. Naruto? But Naruto was just unconscious. Kakashi sighed as he put the blonde on his back. You did well, Naruto. But who knew it was going to turn out like this? Kakashi spoke more to himself than to Naruto. He ran into the trees, heading back to Konoha, and along the way, he ran into Itachi, who was carrying an unconscious Sayori. How is she? Medic team was able to extract the poison, though she had a broken wrist and obviously a wound in her stomach. They only stabilized her, but she needs some surgery. She'll be okay. Naruto-kun? Chakra exhaustion mostly, but he does have a few chakra burns here and there, but he'll be okay. The two Jonin kept going on in silence before Kakashi went again. We lost them. I know. My father will most likely be furious with Sayori, though I won't dare let him blame her for Sasuke's actions. He was a loose cannon from time. My only regret is not stopping this sooner. There's not much you could have done. If it took you, me, Mikoto-sama and Sayori to try and stop Sasuke's arrogance, and we still failed, there's not much one person alone can do. Itachi nodded. It made sense, but he still couldn't help but feel like he could have done something more. The Uzumaki family will be in a it of dismay. Yes, of course they will, especially Kushina-sama. That was her son. Minato-sensei, I cannot predict how he'll act. The other Sanin and Menma's own sister will definitely be upset. How do you think they'll feel? Kakashi looked at Naruto and glanced at Sayori. He gave Itachi his signature eye smile. Oh, these two, they'll pull it together just fine. I mean, they have each other right. Itachi let one of his rare smiles grace his face. Yes, they do. The two Jonin ninja raced to Konoha with the two injured teammates in their care, signifying the end of their failed mission.